the Bracken song, so Hamiski on the violin now.
Okay.
So I'm having
Bún
fun.
Noranik, Hamiski, Bún Noranik. Okay, Gleba.
Both of them.
Yeah, okay. All right, Gleba. All right, okay. Well, let's get started. Okay. And I think you can see the screen, and I've got to, oh, what are we doing now? I gotta open up the my file. You know, I jumped the gun and sharing the screen, so now you get to see me fumbling around with finding the okay. Yeah. Okay. So what is this week? This week 10 already? All right. All right. Okay. So here's our piper for the week. Okay. All right. Gael-Talk. Okay. Okay. Tobar and Dualchas. Okay. So a note on the painting that Piper Kenneth McKay. I mean, so, this isn't an imaginary picture. This is actually a painting of an actual person in the 79th Cameron Highlanders. And as I print here, after a miserable night in the fields when the regiment was under constant attack by the French infantry and cavalry, the regiment proceeded to the site that would become known as the battlefield of Waterloo. They arrived wet, hungry, and tired after a long march. As the battle commenced at a very critical moment in the face of an attack by the French forces, an astonishing event took place. Piper Kenneth Mackay, stepped outside the battle formation known as the square, the famous British square, there's a very tight little square, okay, and played the ancient rallying tune Pibroch, Cocach Noshi, War or Peace, and inspired his countrymen, his fellow Gaels, in their fight against the enemy. And so, out of which arose this Comalum, Cocach Noshi, Marvar Sakokach, Dokokar Sanchimi. Okay. I don't care, war or peace. I'll be killed in war or hung in peace. Anyway, kind of a fatalistic way of looking at things, but anyway. Yeah. And a couple of great phrases here. Well, something we won't get to for a while, but Marver no croker, to be killed. Okay, but it's Comalum. Okay, so this one you can remember is Comalum. I don't care. Comalum is indifferent with me. Okay, Comalum. And then Kokoch, war, she, the peace, which is very similar to, so Marco, last week you brought up the similarity between Chucher and Chuch and Ucher.
Ucher, yeah.
July. Well, here we have another similarity, she, which could either be a fairy or peace.
Okay. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's just a little clip. Oh, I want to stop this and share screen again. I'll just play a few seconds of
So does Pibroch just mean a piping song, Michael? I can't hear you. Your sound went off.
No, I put it on mute. Okay, there we go. Yeah, and a very particular type of song too, a pibroch. So it's okay. Yeah, so it's kind of a it's in the genre of the war tunes.
Okay, so then I'm learning one of those too.
Yeah, okay, pibroch. Yeah, pleva. Okay, so Shanachana Shechina. Okay, so so keeping with the theme of now I'm not a warmonger, but keeping with the theme of war artistry and references and stuff like that, Clownin and Gael is a Dualchas Againne. Clans of the Gael shoulder to shoulder. And this extends beyond this, but here we have an example of a square, British square, that's what's meant, this tightly packed formation, that the British forces, the Scots, the Highlanders, and the English, learned to form. This very compact formation that formed kind of a movable wall on the battlefield. But Clownan and Gael and Dualchas Againne, arm in arm, linked arm in arm.
So the chèile, there, like that's like together, like a chéile.
Right, yeah, a chèile.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're very good at this, Marco. And like chèile, okay, which is all comes from the same root, and then also mochela, my spouse, my other, so worked on linked, okay. And it is in each other's shoulders, that is, each with his arm around the shoulder of the other, as Highlanders did when they were crossing rivers. Okay, so they, there weren't bridges up in the Highlands, and so if you wanted to get through the river, the stream, and even a knee-high stream could be deadly. It could sweep you away. So you'd go arm in arm. Okay, all right. So and
How old is that painting?
what?
How old is the painting of the guys in the river?
Oh, this is a very old painting. I'd say it's about 4 days old. Okay. I'm not joking. It's 4 days old. Okay. Okay. All right. So, and so again, more about the culture. This reminds us that Gallic culture is a collectivist rather than an individualistic culture. Sometimes anthropologists refer to a we culture or an I culture. Okay, which makes sense, especially in our context here. If we're to preserve our heritage and our language, we have to do so collectively. You can't learn a language by yourself. Yeah, right. It does very little good. Okay. And there are other Seanfhacal sayings that reverberate with the same sentiment. Cadunya dunya nahunar. A man alone is no man. Cadunya dunya nahunar. Or haniach dunya nahunar. It is not good that a man should be alone. Okay. Islach gulian gunvrahir. Anam donafir chech an lahir. Weak is a shoulder without brother when men are meeting one another. Okay. Islach gulian gunvrahir. Weak is a shoulder without a brother. And kani naha ushka avur akarshtus. All the water in the sea won't wash out our kinship. Okay. Kani naha ushka savur akarshtus. Avur would be a sea. Ni would be a verb to mean wash. Ushka, of course. I think you've learned this one. Ushka, right? Water. And karshtus. Okay, friendship.
Kinship.
Yeah, kinship, friendship. Okay. Could also be friendship, but kinship. And it's interesting, just about So I'm sending this one out for you again, Marco. Karstjus, Karstjen is very often it is ambiguous. It can refer to either a kin or a relative, say a cousin even, or a friend. So I remember once many years ago, I was on the Isle of Harris, and so so I met some people, and and so I said, Hakarajakam, Asnaherik, I have a friend from the Isle of Harris, right? But they heard it as a cousin, a kin, So a little bit of ambiguity there, but also when you consider that a lot of Gallic communities in the old days, as and the language is not that far removed from the old days, but Gallic communities were relatively small in terms of numbers, and so so it's so very often a friend was also a relative and a neighbor, and so anyway, but anyway, all right, so that's Shanach and the Shechina. Okay, so let me turn to, I'm gonna call up my PowerPoint, see if I can find this. Where did I put that? Oh, darn it. Okay. Okay. Nope.
Were you calling me?
No, just bear with me a moment, please.
I was going to come up at 8:30. That's in 3 minutes.
Why is only stay a little bit later? Could you like move a bit, like I could have and
Yeah.
make it better.
Okay.
Is this it? Done. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right. Okay. So can you see my PowerPoint now?
Yeah.
All right. Leva. Okay. Okay. So so I'm going to go through the colors. Okay. And at the end of it, there's a little test. Okay. And I'm going to talk about a couple of the special features of colors. So, JN da ahasho. Okay, what color is here? Okay, da would be color. Dahan would be colors, plural. So here we have Jerek and Gorum.
Derek and Gorum.
Gorum.
Jerek, Gorum.
Jerek and Gorum. Okay, and note both of these have that little schwa. That little added vowel, Jedek, not jerk and not gorm, but Jedek and Gorum. That's very common. Booyah
Booyah.
And perpy.
Perpy.
Okay, so and this one's easy to remember. I mean, very similar to the English perpy, but booyah. Okay. 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 And gel.
Gel.
And that would be white and do. Yeah, very quick. Do. And then little note on pronunciation. You pronounce the D up against the front teeth, up against the top front teeth. Do. Not do as in English with the tongue at the top of the palate, but against the teeth. Do. Yeah. Yeah. Down. Okay. And someday soon we'll get to a song Monian Down Voyech, my beautiful brown-haired girl. Okay. And then it would just cause me to remark that when we refer to a person as being a particular color, like neon down, that color refers to the hair color, not skin color, as we do in America or in English. Okay, so I mean, so if it were neon ruig,
Redhead.
red, it wouldn't be a red girl, it would be a red-haired girl. So anyway, Uanya,
Uanya.
green, okay. Clàs,
Glass.
gray,
Clàs.
okay, which can also refer to the color of a sky, okay. Very often skies in Scotland are glass, okay.
Clàs.
Òrans,
Òrans.
Òrans, okay. Orange, okay. And Dathan Solricha, special color.
Solricha.
So now one thing to remember is that colors don't exist by themselves. They're culturally determined. Okay, so and we'll see this in a couple instances with Gaelic application of colors. Okay, so because what's the I mean, for instance, just very simply, what's the division between green and blue? I mean, so they shade into one another. Where do you put the line of demarcation? I mean, just where the colors divide. But anyway, but I'll point out a couple of special circumstances of Gaelic colors. So Leah.
Yeah.
Leah.
So Leah can refer to something that's kind of bluish gray or just gray by itself. It can refer to the color of clouds. Okay, so it has kind of a range. Okay. Glass. So different forms of different shades of glass. Okay, and it can also refer to clouds, but very often you'll see clouds referred to. Now, in English, we might refer to these as gray, but in Gaelic, probably more often as Leah. You see, so this is a feature of Gaelic colors that sometimes it depends on what the color is on, okay, rather than the abstracted color itself. Okay, Leah. Okay, Ruig. Okay, now the special feature of ruig is it's most oftenly applied to hair or fur that is of living creatures. Okay, so ruig. Okay. So you see, we have ruig, and in Gaelic, or in English, we'd call these redheads, right? Okay, but in Gaelic, it's ruig, distinguished from jeddick, red. Okay, here's a famous Rob Roy McGregor, Rapich Ruig McGregor. Okay, Ruig, okay, and jeddick. So you see, there's some because it's on an inanimate object, here a barn or a fire hydrant, it's jeddick, even though it might be the same. In English, we'd think of it as being the same color as on hair. Okay, so and ban. Which can vary between white or blonde, and and again white, which is again dependent on it being on a living being, okay, on a person, hair color or fur color. And this is Gael. So you see, in some cases, you have Gael being what we would be the same shade or the same hue as ban, but you'd call this ban and this Gael. Okay. You see, so Jane da show what color is here. This would be ban, and this would be Gael. You see, so different ways of thinking about colors. Jane, Gorum.
Gorum.
See, so
Professors,
Uwan,
could you say Bon is like fair hair?
yes, yeah, fair. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you could translate it that way in English, but very often into the category of white, into the shading into white. Okay. But also you could have bouillabon, which would be kind of blonde, yellow white.
Yellow white. Okay.
Bouillabon. And then note this too, gorum is traditionally the color of grass, even though above we saw that gorum refers to blue, right? But it's the color of grass. And even though these might be the same shade as the grass in English, they'd be distinguished as being uanya.
Uanya.
Yeah. And traditionally, grass is not called uanya, it's not called green, it's called gorum. One analogy that we might have is that is with the phrase "the bluegrass of Kentucky." You know, so that kind of phrasing has leaked into English. You know, so the grass in Kentucky is not what we would call blue, what in English general culture would be called blue, but it's more like this. It's very rich green. Okay. Janda show. Okay, so let's try this. Janda.
Derek.
Jedek.
Jedek.
Gorum.
Gorum. Okay.
Booyah.
Booyah. Okay.
Purpy.
Perpy. Perpy.
Gael.
Gil.
Bon.
No, not Bon. Gil.
Gael. Okay.
Yeah, because it's not, it's not on a living thing. It's not on a living person. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Do.
Okay. Do. Okay. Okay.
Done.
Down. Yeah. So fill your mouth with the word down.
Down.
Jishin.
Gorum.
Uanya.
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 Glass.
Glass. Oh, okay. Right here.
Orange.
Okay. Right here. Leah. Very good. Leah. Okay. Yeah.
Glass.
Yeah. I didn't mean to trick you. It's the same. Yeah. Okay.
Rug.
Rug. Oh, it says right here, Rapist Rug McGregor. Okay.
Rapist.
Yeah. Okay.
Derek.
Jedek. Okay.
Bon.
Okay.
I like kitten. Gael.
Gil.
Uanya.
Gorum. Okay. Gleba. Okay. All right. So there we have those. Okay. And so I sent, let's see, where are we? Okay. So I sent, so this is included in the Word document that I sent out. Okay. All right. Gleba. Okay. All right. So let's page down. Okay. So now what I want to open up with, and then we're going to be working on this for a while. So, because it's not just a point of grammar, but it's a, it's kind of the heart of the language. Okay. But, so we're going to be expanding beyond just saying something is something. Okay. And one of the easiest ways to get into, the full-throated expression of action is through the verbal noun. Now, there are other ways. But the verbal noun gives us I think, and it's kind of the general consensus, the easiest transition from English into Gaelic sentences, Gaelic talking about action. So first, what is a verbal noun? A verbal noun is, as the word would imply, both a verb and a noun. Okay, and sometimes for esoteric or complicated grammatical reasoning, it's considered a noun, and you can use it as a noun. Okay, you can use these words as a noun, but we're going to be thinking of them as verbs for the time being. Now, when you use it, we will be using the verb that we know, ha. Okay, and right now we're staying in the present tense, so we'll stay in the present tense for a little while longer. Okay, not complicate things with going into past tense and future tense or conditionals or anything like that. But just so we get a solid feeling as to how this works. Okay. So here our first verbal nouns. Adol.
Adol.
Going. Okay. A fechin. Seeing. A genef. Doing or making. Okay. Could be either one. Okay. And sometimes you'll see this pronounced as a genu. Okay. I say a genef, but some people say a genu. Okay. A torsht. Giving or taking. A chien. A chien. Chien. Yeah, so it's pronounced little chi and something like that. Chien. Okay. Chien. Okay. A cluinchin. Okay. And again, we have a little hidden vowel in there. So a cluin. Let's see. Cluin. Chin, something like that. Cluinchin. But this is very softly pronounced. The cluinchin. Okay. And a fian. To get something, getting something. Okay. And these are used with the verb be, which we know now is the present tense and is ha. And the ha forms a helping verb. Very much like in English, as the translation here, hamiadol. I am going. You see, so very similar to English. And this is one of the reasons that it's very easy to get into this form and to start using phrasing. Okay. Hauafeiken. You are seeing. Hayajenef.
She
is doing or making. Okay. And this depends on context. Okay. Hayajenef dinner. She's making dinner. Okay. Hayajenef an opera echa. She's doing her work. Okay. So anyway, Hayatorsht. He is giving or taking, and I'll get into this, but this depends on whether you're torshed to somebody or from somebody. Okay, so anyway, but we'll talk about that. Hashina Chien. We are coming. Hashiv Achlinshin. You are hearing. Hayetafayan. They are getting. Okay, they're getting something. Okay. So now, just a little grammatical note. Okay, not absolutely necessary, I guess, but just keep it in the back of your head that one of the things that marks this as a noun that's also a verb is the a contraction, which is a preposition for ek, which means at. So literally these constructions mean something like Hamiadol, I am at going, I'm at the going. You are at seeing, you're at seeing something. Okay. And you can see the ek showing up when we have it only really shows up as ek when we have a verb that begins with a vowel. So hi agol or hashin agestich, we are listening. Okay, so that's when you have the ek show up. Okay, otherwise it's a apostrophe.
Is there any relation between the hami feichen, the and the English here we go a caroling or a hunting we will go, or were those just added in to make it kind of bounce a little more? I don't know if you know or not.
Yeah, there are some theories, and one of the theories is there is a relationship. That the English was influenced by the Celtic languages. Because you have some residual formations like that in English. So anyway, but to answer your question, nobody knows exactly for sure, but we think that's so because other Germanic languages don't have, English, of course, is primarily a Germanic language. But other Germanic languages don't have that form. So where did English get it from? Well, from, being on the same island with a lot of Celtic speakers.
Yeah, but Marco, that's so musical that you picked that up. Just unbelievable.
Thank you.
No, because now it's taking me down all the sturdy songs like in a row. But it's just great that you did that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now for your homework, we will a couple suggestions for you. I was talking about this earlier. So these verbal nouns now, right? Okay, so hamiadol, okay, so hamiathechen. So as you go through your week, if you see somebody going, say ha-e-adol. Or if you see something, hamiathechen. Yeah, so you can use these forms. And of course, let's see. No, did I write that down? No. Okay. Try naming the colors of things that you see. So so just go through your day. So bond, neon bond. Okay, or ruag, or jerek. So you can practice these forms. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Any questions so far?
No, I like hearing the sounds so that I can start translating the letters.
Right. Okay. So let me try a couple. Let's see, let me try some sentences. How'd that get way over there? I don't see. Okay, so here's some sentences for us, okay? All right, so we'll try this out. Okay, so Hami afechen ku. What do you suppose this means?
I see a dog.
I see a dog. Yeah, I see a dog. Okay. Hami a Jennifer cake.
I'm taking a piece of cake.
Hami a Jennifer cake.
Jennifer. Okay.
And
I'm making a cake.
making a cake. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Very good. Leva. Hami adol Jan Skol.
I'm going to the school.
School.
Yeah, very good. Okay, I'm going to the school. I'm going. So some of these words we haven't seen yet, but I'm trying to use words that you might be able to guess. Okay, I'm going to the school. Okay, okay. What other? Okay. Now there's a okay, etiquette. Okay, etiquette equals money. Okay, so I could say ha-i atorscht etiquette goal. And
Short about it.
not quite. Ha-i atorscht etiquette go would be to me.
I'm taking the money.
Close. Yeah. She is giving money to me.
Okay, she is giving money. Oh, because the E. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. She is, and then the go determines whether it's taking or giving. You see, so I can say ha-i torscht etiquette voom, which is she is taking money from me. See, so the voom, okay, so the voom would mark from me. Okay, and these are more of those prepositional pronouns that we haven't gotten into yet. Okay, but I'll just show you this real quick. Not a formal lesson, but just to introduce you to the concept. Do would be to, okay, or for. Okay, so you can say I'm going to someplace, or somebody's doing something for me or giving something to me. Okay, to or for. And vo equals from. Okay, and then gro and vuum are prepositional pronouns for these words. Okay, so and then we'll get into those. We'll gradually pick those up from me. Okay, okay, okay. So what other ones do we have? Oh, okay. Ha sheen a cleanchin kill.
They're listening to music.
Yeah, very good. Okay, we are listening to music. Okay, what other ones do we have? A chin. Okay, okay. Ha a chin gaki. Does anybody know what gaki is?
The house.
A house. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
He is coming home.
home.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Daki. Now, Marco, you aren't wrong, but Daki is more at home than house. Though once in a while, and it can be used as being a house, but it's more at home.
Right. It's like I is house, right?
Right. Thai.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It looks like dacha.
It does sort of, doesn't it? Thai equals house. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's there's kind of a funny novel, Dacha Mogul, okay, which is written in Gaelic, okay, and it's about Russian gangsters in Scotland. So Dacha Mogul, kind of a play on words, Dachi Mogul, Dacha Mogul, kind of a funny novel. Anyway, but Agaki also, Agaki, when it's written like this, it is homeward, towards home, or to home. You see, so by itself as Daki, it's home. but Igaki is homeward.
So is it homeward up above? Because it has the H?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Here, Hayachin Gaki, he's coming home. Now in English, we'd say coming home. But the way to think of it is homeward, towards home, and including home. I mean, so he's not just in the direction of home. I mean, so he's coming home. Okay. But here it implies movement or communicates movement, Igaki. Okay. As opposed to just Daki, home. Okay. Okay, let's see. Torsta Chian, a Clunchin, a fine. Oh, okay. Okay. Ha Shiv, a fine. Let's go. Car Ur.
We're getting a car.
Yeah, very good. You are getting a new car. Ur. New. Okay. Ur can also mean fresh. Okay. It can be new or fresh. Okay.
So fresh could be like they cleaned up your car at the rental place.
Well, no, not that kind of fresh. Yeah, I mean like Ulan Ur. Okay. Fresh apples. Okay. Like food being fresh.
Food being fresh. Okay.
What's that? I'm sorry.
No, I just was confirming what you were saying.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like living, alive.
Yeah. Ur, a fresh egg. Okay. Fresh egg. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So,
will you send that to us?
Yeah, I'll include this. I'll send you this update. Okay. Yeah.
Also, is it correct to say Fàilte on Thai? Na Alaba.
Oh yeah. Fàilte. Do. Thai. Nahalapa.
Okay, that's what I say when they come to the House of Scotland to welcome them.
Fàilte do Thai Nahalapa.
Okay.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Fàilte do Thai Nahalapa. Okay, yeah.
Kapalat.
Okay. Shade of air. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's try a couple songs. Okay. Order Neshekina. And then and one last thing about this. So be going over, homework, not only do the colors, but try to get into try to learn these various verbal nouns. There's a lot of them. Okay, as you might imagine, there's a lot of verbs in any language. Well, in Gaelic, same as most other languages. But this will give us a start.
So does the difference, Michael, that a verbal noun, instead of calling it a gerund,
what
a verbal noun instead of a gerund is actually talking about a state. Like you're recognizing when you say something is at me, that you're in a state of seeing, right? Consciously seeing, or you're consciously walking. You're not doing something else, or you're consciously listening to someone.
Right. Yeah. Well, you're right. Yeah. Grammatically, that's so. I mean, I'm going to stop the share for just a moment. Okay. So now grammatically, that's so. Okay. That a verbal noun also communicates a state, and so there's a in Gaelic is Dualchas dialect. Some dialects use I am making or I am doing the action. I am doing sitting. I am doing walking, something like that. So rain me koshik. I did walking. so there you see, you know, the verb being what we would consider a verb being used as an action, being used as a noun. I'm sorry. So yeah, so there is an overlap. And then there's some other ways that grammatically as well, the verbal noun reflects the, you know, its noun category. Okay, grammatically. Though Gaelic speakers, I mean, you know, don't go around thinking, you know, of, you know, these things as being nouns particularly. I mean, you know, just like any other language, they just, you know, they just use them to communicate, you know, the action that they want to communicate. But yeah, but I think one of the reasons that I emphasize this or I mention it is so that we can be prepared for some of the usages, and that we'll encounter with Gaelic. Okay. Any other questions about this? Okay, so that's your introduction to the verbal noun. Okay, so anyway, so practice those, you know, so learn those, and we'll expand upon those as we go forward. And as we go forward with these, okay, you know, as a couple people have requested in the offing for actually starting next week, will be some conversation, some back and forth, you know, ask you to construct sentences. Yay! Okay. Yeah, you know, and so as we're able to and we'll introduce more nouns to couple with the proper nouns, not proper, but in English what we would consider just a regular noun, I mean a thing, to combine with the verbal nouns and to communicate action and doing and saying and all that sort of stuff. And so we've, you know, kind of passed through a bottleneck, and now we're going to start expanding. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's go to share screen. There's some songs. Okay. Share sound. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, and I'm sorry. Just one more thing. Matthew, I got a bounce back when I tried to send you an email today. So, and it said that your mailbox was full or something to that effect, whatever. But so you might want to take a look at that. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I got. Okay. So I tried to send you something and it bounced back. So anyway. Okay, so let's all right. Oh, and then one of the things that I did as well, and the thing that I was trying to send you today was I uploaded the what's quite all right.
YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to well, I actually did send out links to some of the some of the lessons so far that I've been able to upload. So so if anybody didn't get them, and maybe Matthew, you didn't get them because that's what bounced back. When you get your mailbox straightened out, let me know and I'll be glad to resend that. Okay. All right. So so back to share screen, share sound. All right. So let's have a little bit of fun. Let's sing some songs. Let's see, what do we got? Okay. Where are we then? Here. Okay. There's some various simple songs. Okay, I've got a couple of them. Okay. All right. So let's go here. This goes Hello Ahula Dunya.
Dunya.
Hello Ahula Dunya.
Dunya.
Shiva Vandu.
Anju.
Hi.
Hi.
Rahashi Vandu. Rahashi
Anju.
Anju. Okay. Okay. Very simple. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, let's see if we can keep up with the little one here. Okay.
Wel sy'n doi yn y helo hwyl ydyn ni'n dosach. So bys yn gyn y fe mar sy'n, na sy'n hymar y bys dy gyn y lasira.
Fyddi gen y mor sy'n o sy'n.
Dy ffiach sy'n sy'n?
Sy'n.
Okay, Jaisa?
Okay.
Fyddi? Mar sy'n, okay. Ond ia sy'n tiari no, helo?
No, helo hwyl ydyn ni.
Okay. Un?
Ja.
Helo hwyl ydyn ni, cymmer a hasif yn jiw. Helo hwyl ydyn ni, cymmer a hasif yn jiw. Ai, cymmer a hasif yn jiw. Ai, cymmer a hasif yn jiw.
That one's charming.
Clever.
Youth Music Initiative. I like that. Hey, Ma.
We can learn that.
I'm so sad the lyrics are about a meager, thin porridge. So what is Samhain's? Michael?
You're mute. Nicole.
I mean, Balaf, mute. Okay. Sowens are like oatmeal milk. It's the very thin, milky substance that comes off the porridge. Okay. So, and sometimes people were so poor that that's all they had. You know,
Yeah,
so,
the leftover last part of the box where it makes
last
this
part
kind
of the
milky
box,
white stuff. Yeah.
But only, interestingly enough, funny enough, nowadays they charge extra for it because you have to go to this gourmet section of the supermarket and get oatmeal milk, and they charge you twice as much. So anyway.
Oh, it's oatmeal meal, MEAL.
Oatmeal, yeah, oatmeal. Yeah, it's the thin, milky substance off of the oatmeal. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. I've been making scones and making up a new way to make scones that are healthy, and you get to that kind of Samhain's then from it.
Okay.
At the very end when you're cleaning the pot, it's a real drag. But what does this then mean, that they're giving the food actually to the men have to go out and work, or does this mean if there's the last food goes to the men, or what is the meaning of this song, besides it's a fun song?
It's a fun song. I mean, but it does reflect a reality that that sometimes all people had to eat was the sowens, the surin, the very thin oatmeal milk, the residue of the oatmeal. They didn't even have the oatmeal. They just had this milky substance. That's all they had. Okay. Anyway, so, all right. So, brochenlaum, tanalaum, brochenlaum, nasuin.
Brochenlaum, tanalaum, brochenlaum, nasuin.
Porridge thin and meager. Porridge thin from sowens. Okay. Brochenlaum, tanalaum, brochenlaum, nasuin. Okay, and it's not so much from the sowens, but of the sowens, but I won't change that now. Okay, so brochenlaum, tanalaum, brochenlaum, nasuin. Okay, and again, I mean, brochenlaum is tanalaum is brochenlaum, nasuin. Okay, so that's the one verse, and then broken tana broken lam nesuin.
Broken tana
Tana broken lam nesuin. Broken tana broken lam nesuin.
Broken tana broken lam
nesuin. Broken tana broken lam nesuin. Yeah, it's a little boring, but but this is how we learn. I mean, we repeat it. Broken lam is tana lam. Okay. Meager and thin. Tana in other contests can be thin as well. Hukaf Òran gan Negilin. Okay. Give bread to the young men, the Gilin, the young men or the boys. Leshavroch and Suin. Very good. Okay. Hukaf Òran gan Negilin, Leshavroch and Suin.
Hukaf Òran gan Negilin, Leshavroch and Suin.
That's to the boys with the Soans gruel, with this gruel of Soans. Look up Òran gan Negilin, Les Avroch and Suin.
How do you say the DHA?
Ga.
Ga.
Well, not a ga, not a G, but it's an open-throated G. So it's not, so ga. It's it comes from that same place that the G comes from, ga, but it's ga. Okay? Yeah, ga. Okay, yeah. So, and it's not hard like a chanyel. Okay, it's a soft. It's almost unvoiced. Ga Negilin. Broken lam is tana lam is broken lam nesuin. Okay. Porridge thin, meager and thin porridge from Sowens. Okay. Sean root agave much O'Nean go undunya.
Sean root and something.
Sean gave a much O'Nean go undunya.
Agave much again. You have that open throat.
Sean root agave much O'Nean go undunya.
Showan root agave much Nean go undunya. Okay, this is what we used to get from the Smith's daughter. Showan root agave much Nean go undunya.
Showan root agave much Nean go undunya.
Okay, would get agave much. Would get. We would get. Okay, broken lam is tana lam is broken lam. Okay, all right. So and then now, of course, there's a couple purposes to singing this song. One, any of these songs, okay. One is they're fun, okay. Listen to the pronunciation as we sing it, and then let it be an earworm. So you go to bed tonight and you're thinking broken lums, tana lum. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's try this now. Let's try this. I'm trying to get the link to go through. Oh, okay. That's right. Okay, I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Okay, and then notice that that even though a line might be just printed once on the screen, it might be repeated 3 times, and I think you have that times 3 or whatever. Okay, anyway, all right, let's try it.
Brochen sé brochan lom na suúin. Brochan tanne, 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 brochan lom na suúin. Brochan tanne, 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 brochan lom na suúin. Brochan tanne, 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 brochan lom na suúin. Brochan lom sé tanne lom sé brochan lom na suúin. Varan ganek ilien leshe vrachen huin. Varan ganek ilien leshe vrachen huin. Varan ganek ilien leshe vrachen huin. Brachen lam she tane lam she brachen lam na suin. Brachen tane 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 brachen lam na suin. Brachen tane 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 brachen lam na suin. Brachen tanne, 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 brachen lam na suin. Brachen lam she tanne lam she brachen lam na suin.
So do both Irish and Scottish have that place where it sounds like they put a na in there? It sounds like she says Brochan lam na suin.
Brochan lam na suin. Okay. I think, yeah, well, it's there. Brochan lam na suin. Okay, so
Okay.
So it is there, just not printed on this particular screen.
Oh, okay. So I caught something.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, and they left out the my my favorite. Let's see. This it? No, that's not it. All right, let me see. This it? Okay. Doing.
You're muted again.
Okay, thank you. Back this up, and he's saying Hook of Òran gan the Gael-Talk. Okay, so yeah, so we'll try that. Okay, so let me see, where are we? Okay, this is. Okay, so you kind of get the idea there. Okay, kind of a fun little song. Okay, not every. Okay, not every song in Gaelic is sad. Okay, yes, Jane. Yeah.
Yeah. Did Marco say that was in a movie? What's the name of the movie?
Oh, Whiskey Galore.
Yeah, Whiskey Galore. It's very fun.
Yeah. It's a fun little movie, and there's two versions of it. One, which one do you know, Marco, or do you know both of them? Or
I've only seen the 1949 or 1950, the old one.
Right, yeah. There's a black and white version. Then there's one made, I don't know, 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, it was remade recently.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Right, yeah. Okay.
What's the name of the movie?
Whiskey Galore.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
you. Thank you.
Yeah. It's actually it's a comedy.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's based upon an actual event. During the days, I think it was after the war, things were still being rationed, and a cargo ship full of whiskey crashed. What do you call it when a ship crashes?
Wrecked.
Shipwreck.
Yeah, shipwreck. Yeah, wrecked off the coast of Eriskay, one of the islands in the Hebrides.
Yeah,
and there's a big thing about all the people on the island went out to the ship to claim the distressed cargo, and and got the whiskey. It's a very funny movie. So anyway, but there's some nice stuff about Gaelic culture as well. So anyway, yeah. So it's a movie well worth watching. So anyway, okay. Okay, let's see. Where are we now? Okay, all right. So let's see. Okay. So all right. So I've got one more song for us along the theme of Dathan. So this is how the song goes. Again, it's very simple, but Dathan ekavo frosh avo rosh. Dathan ekavo rosh. Colors of the rainbow. Boa rosh. Literally, colors, of the shower, Ekavo rosh, Ekavo rosh vria, of the beautiful rainbow, Hadan mun kurst Òran, Òran, all around us, Hador dan bria, Hator dan bria, many beautiful colors, Ansantul, in the world, it's very cool lyrics. And in the song, so I didn't write down the colors, but you'll see the singer refer to colors, and so she names colors in here. Okay, so just a fun little way to reinforce our learning of colors. And here we have Miss McDonald. Okay, let's see. So I think I have to do the share screen, make sure I have the sound, and make sure I'm muted.
She's back.
Hello, Hilipanya, Miss McDonald and show, and you have Miss McDonald Dualchas Òran, mun Dathan Anson Tel. Han Dualchas Againne Chicaldum ik en tai. Cheery! Het is de dansen. Is
Sometimes she's just a little too cheery for me. Okay.
Even for you?
I couldn't deal with her if I had a hangover or something like that. Be just too much anyway. Okay. All right. Anyway,
Yeah, well, it's actually a good song and done in a really interesting way. We do it in my class, and it's red and yellow and pink and blue, purple and orange and green. I can see a rainbow, see a rainbow, see a rainbow too. Yeah.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah, yeah. And then note some of the pronunciation. Aline, okay. Beautiful, or and she said boa borosh instead of boa rosh, borosh. She kind of glided them together. Borosh. Okay.
What is borosh?
Oh, rainbow.
Okay, borosh, frosh.
Yeah, frosh. Let's see. So I'll show you. Yeah. So I'll show you how it's printed. Where are we? Oh yeah, voa rosh. Okay, but she's pronouncing it vo rosh. Let's see, vo rosh. Okay, so
yeah, frosh is like a drizzle, or like a lighter rain.
Yeah, frost. The nominative would be frost, as in frosting, a shower, and so this would be the genitive, vo rosh, and so so
belongs to the shower. Okay.
Yeah, and so she's knocking out the a and just gliding them to. And Akin, so pronouncing a little bit of the I in there, Akin. So so that's a good one to remember, because we encounter many words in Gaelic that have that type of ending. And then one clue that we can use as we go forward for pronunciation is, if you remember how one word is pronounced, and you encounter. I'm going to get out of share screen for a moment. Let's see, where am I? Yeah, okay. So if you remember so you learn one word, right? And then you encounter a new word. And if they're similar, odds are that they will, the letter combination will be pronounced the same way. Because Gaelic is very regular in that way, unlike in English, in which you can have the same letter be pronounced in 10 different ways. I mean, but Gaelic very often, the same letter combinations, are pronounced in the same way. So that gives you a clue as to how the pronunciation of a new word is pronounced. Anyway, so any questions or comments? Yes?
Well, I kind of think maybe we should just listen to it at the regular speed that she's actually singing, because then we learn the language as it is truly spoken. And I know that you're backing it up so that we can understand the pronunciation and everything, but when we keep doing it enough times, we're going to pick it up. So it was kind of hard for me to listen to her so slow.
Okay. All right.
That's all. That's my.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'll take that into consideration. And sometimes what we have to do is strike a balance, because I have some people say, I can't follow it, and
right.
You say
that's true.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do both. We'll take it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and then we'll do it at normal speed. Okay.
Thank you. That's good.
Okay, good. Okay. Strike a compromise. Okay.
Hi, follow check.
Okay. Flavor. Okay, how many told us? Okay, all right. So, any other questions? Any other comments? Anything else? Okay. All right. So, so do your homework, learn those verbal nouns, practice the colors, sing the songs, and I will send out the amended lesson plan that I wrote notes on, and I'll continue to update. And then you got the links for the previous classes that I have already updated, and I'll be doing the rest of them and getting caught up. Okay. All right. Leva,
Bye.
Bye, Matthew.
Bye, Marco. Bye, Matthew.
See you. Matthew, call me.
Okay.